Strap yourselves in. I'm going to make the jump to lightspeed.
Good morning, hyperdrivers, and welcome to the Smugglers Den, where we talk about the most awesome collectibles that the Hyperdrive group sets up for you guys. And that's what this Saturday show, this once a month show that we do is all about. With me is my co-host, my man, Luke from Down Under. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hello, everyone. Good. Thanks, George. Good to see you again. I've seen you twice this week. It's always good to see you multiple times.
So,
and I had a great fun on the show on Thursday night.
That was a lot of fun.
Was very, very cool.
That was a lot of fun. I'm loving doing this.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I'm getting a notification right now that it looks like we're having trouble posting onto Facebook. So if you can shoot a message over to the guys on Facebook that if they can't see it, to just come on and jump onto the show here. I'll have to look into whatever is causing that issue after the show. So I apologize for you guys on Facebook if you don't see it. So I hope everybody's having a great weekend so far and enjoy the Thursday show and is ready to see this really incredible piece that's sitting right next to me right now. I can't wait to bring it out here in front of me. It's going to be an interesting piece to look at, man. I'm telling you. So it's really, really cool. Let me say what's up to everybody that's in the chat.
I'll pop a little note in the Facebook group with the link.
Yeah. This is always the thing with live streams, right? It's like you never know what's going to happen until you actually live.
That's all right. I don't think we've made any mistakes previously. So
nah, it's always a first, right? You got Gar Wing Chung in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? He can't wait.
Friend.
Dwayne Otley, what's up, dude? This is the way.
Dwayne.
MCAZ is in the house. Good morning, hyperdrivers. Let's go. Michelle, how you doing, Michelle? We got G Graffall.
That's an interesting guess.
Griffall. It's like Griffall.
Gryffindor.
Gryffindor. My guess is some kind of X-Wing with John Dryce's signature plaque. Good guess. Raging Mando, what's going on,
Hello,
man?
Frankie,
we got Jason in the house. Do back deliveries. What's up, buddy? Hola, amigos. Donald Bryan's in the house. What's up, Donald? Michael Black, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Michael, how you going?
John Galgano, how are you? We got the Traveling Jedi coming by. And there you go. What's up, dude? Let's see. We got Fred Hollis in the house. Light the fire. Spark. You got J. Pablo Pop in the house. What's up, dude? Coy Hall. Stephen Botwright, how are you? JD is in the house. Happy watching from Australia. Hey, JD. Collecting Heroes is in the house.
Talking about you, my friend.
Lord Impaler 232. What's going on? We got Justin Jacobs in the house. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Justin.
Just to let you guys know, Justin hooked me up with with a signature, not a signature plaque, a light up hyperdrive logo that we're going to be showing you guys this coming Thursday. It's actually already on the way to me. So really appreciate it, Justin, for putting me on to the guy that's making these. I'll get you guys a link and everything once the sign comes in. So you guys, if you want to pick one up to support the channel, just to show your fandom, that's awesome. It's really cool though. I like it. Pat's fan for life. What's up, dude? We got Xenomorph in the house.
Hey,
we got this symbol in the house. I can't pronounce that.
Hey, I'm Paul. Hey, Paul.
Oh, Paul. There you go. How you doing, Paul? And Sean Hamilton. What's up, Sean? All right, so I think we're all caught up.
Cool. I've popped that little note up in Facebook. So apologies again for those that are on Facebook, but come over here. Come hang out with us.
Please. So we got a real awesome show for you guys. We have a really incredible collectible to show you, and we have the artist that created it. I'm not going to be able to tell you who that is right now until we actually bring him on. It's because I think telling you who did it, if you're in the community and in the know, you probably are already going to guess at that point what the giveaway is. So we're going to let you guys know that real soon right here. Before we jump into that, though, Luke, is there any updates going on with the collectibles? I know you do your Sunday show that has.
Yeah, I'll do a show tomorrow. I'll keep it for then. But
okay,
no, we're good. I think Chase is going to join me tomorrow on Facebook.
Nice,
again, which is nice. And he's actually, I'll give you a little hint. Actually, he's been compiling spreadsheet, which doesn't sound very exciting on first glance, but he's basically compiling all the different signature opportunities around America. And he's going to keep it updated and live for everyone in the group. So join us tomorrow, just on Facebook, not on YouTube, for this one, for the group specific update. And we'll run through that and some other things, which will be really cool.
Nice. Yeah, those are fun, man. I like that show.
Thanks.
So
I always get very nervous. You there watching.
Yeah. I know you're over there like, oh, I'm nervous, man, but you don't come across that way. I think you're pretty natural at this, man. You're doing good.
I'm good at making it up. That's good. All right. Shall I share my screen? We can have a look at some of these
guesses,
some of
hints?
These clues.
So this is the part of the show, guys, where he's going to show off what the clues are, what Christian's clues are, and then you guys can guess in the chat what you think is going to be this awesome exclusive we're going to show you. So go ahead, man.
Exactly. And first, we should probably say as well, Christian's really sorry he can't be here tonight. It's I think it's his mum's birthday. Right?
It is his mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom.
I did suggest a happy birthday to Christian's mum. Can we have a happy birthday to Christian's mum in the chat, please? That would be really nice. But I did suggest he could bring her on, but he wasn't too keen on that idea. All right. So this was our first clue for the week, or might not be the first one. I'm going to run through some of the clues here. There might not be an exact order. But basically we've got Death Star. We've got a bunch of different ships here. Got some TIE fighters.
Y-Wings.
So feel free if anyone wants to have a little guess about what this might be. Our other clue was stay on target, is what Christian said, but we've obviously got the trench run going on here, which looks like it's from A New Hope. There's a theme, isn't there? I feel like he took our advice of clues not being too cryptic a little bit too literal. We might need to go back the other way. We've got a certain individual with a beard. Can't imagine who that is. Looking after a bunch of other ships. Don't know what they are. Y-Wings at some Y-Wings at the front. And we've got a TIE fighter as well. What else we got here? This is a good one. You see, this is classic clue.
Oh, so that's perfect.
An explosion happening with some form of ship there.
That was yesterday's clue. I think you're caught up there with the clues. Oh no, this was yesterday's clue.
The last one's here, and again, a certain bearded man. Don't know who that is. Couldn't tell you for the life of me. And a certain ship that looks very strange. I've never seen that shaped ship before.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we're good. So they're the clues. They were all the clues for you folks. So do we have any? If we had any, obviously
we got a winner right here. Obviously, Jar Jar.
Hey,
Michael agrees.
Yeah.
Marcus coming in from Netherlands. What's up, Marcus? Got Lord Impaler 232. I like that name. That's pretty cool. Anthony, YouTube fan. What's up, brother? Aaron Anderson, Stephen Botwright. Got a whole bunch of happy birthdays. Somebody says it's the Death Star. That would be kind of cool.
That would be very cool. How big would it be though? 1/6 scale or?
Man, yeah, 1/6 scale Death Star. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this bark speeder, let alone a Death Star.
The boxes for you, isn't it? George ordered a bike, but he hates boxes, and he ordered a bike that's the biggest box.
That's my problem, man. It's like I got a preoccupation with size.
All right. Should we
got Gold 5 helmet. We
hey,
got an X-Wing scale model with a signature.
Yeah.
It's a nice
how you would have got there, but yeah, maybe
1/6 Death Star. It's called a house.
Probably be bigger than a house, wouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway.
All right, let me bring out the item.
Bring
out the man who made this. It's gonna hold on, but this is gonna be a little bit for me to carry. It's pretty big.
George has got sent some in here, and it's absolutely massive.
This has got some weight to it.
All right, Andy, I'll bring you in. So welcome to the show. We have Andy Lee from
What's up, Andy?
also a northerner like me from the UK, and ALM Models. Most of you.
Greetings, Hyperdrivers. Good to see you all.
Thanks for coming on, Andy.
So this is the exclusive right
Thanks
here.
for having me on.
This thing is freaking incredible, man.
It's amazing.
It's
absolutely incredible. So, Andy, what are we looking at? Can you run us through this?
We're looking at a Red Leader Pyro model X-Wing mounted on a board, so you can mount it on your wall. It's wall art. So over the years, I've made a lot of X-Wings, and I get asked a lot by people, you know, I really want studio scale 1/24th X-Wing, but it's a bit big and I haven't got the space for it. So I've developed this wall-mounted X-Wing, which is like artwork you can hang on your wall. Everyone's got some spare wall space. And it's basically a 1/24th scale pyro model. So there's lineage on this. The fuselage is cast off an original ILM pyro fuselage that I got in 1999 when I was in Los Angeles. And then I've recreated the wings here and here, and all the engines and everything using all the original kit parts. So I've got, you know, all the little pattern masters that I've made and everything to recreate all the parts. And you need the engines off a Revell 132nd Phantom. You have to chop all them up. You need the Saturn V engine cans and all that malarkey. And then the wings are made out of acrylic, and to make the master pattern, and they're all laser cut and stuff. So yeah, you basically have to get all the bits you need together, bits off Fujimi elephants and all sorts of things. And all this information has been out there a long time. There's a lot of people who've made X-Wings, demystified it all. People like Jason Eaton and you know, Guy Cowan's done a lot. John Simmons and people like that, Ben Yetta, Chris Benware, Roberto Aguilera. You know, these are all people who make great X-Wings, and a lot of this information's on the RPF. And Lee Ralphs is the king of demystifying all the kit parts and stuff like that. So all this has been on the RPF for a long time. So I basically recreated the wings that were missing, but the fuselage has got lineage back to the pyro fuselage that was used in A New Hope. So that's kind of what I've done, is recreated it all and mounted it on a Perspex acrylic board. And this is the thing here that we all like. We've got a plaque that is signed by John Dykstra, the Oscar-winning inventor of the Dykstra Flex camera, without which there wouldn't have been a Star Wars as we know it. There you go. And the good thing is, we've got all of the plaques, so I've got all the rest of them here. So here are all the rest of the plaques. That are
so a big thank you for these plaques from Hector as well.
Yes.
Imperial Walker Inc., who managed this signing for us, and thanks to Andy for handling all the signatures and getting them. So yeah, it's basically, we've got a studio scale X-Wing, originally an original pyro fuselage mounted on a board, so you got 2 wings instead of 4, with John Dykstra's signature. I mean, that is about as good as it gets, Andy. Thank you so much for this. Very special.
And it's Red Leader as well. So the story behind this model is, it's what I call the $2 million X-Wing. This model was used in A New Hope as Red Leader, and the pyro charge went off behind one of the engine cans here, and it looked like it was diving into the Death Star and exploding as he goes, as he's got hit. But the model wasn't destroyed. There's some pictures of it being filmed down at Van Nuys on the ILM building, and I think it's a shot of Davy Jones on a rig flat, and it was released down this wire, and the model survived and was put to one side. And then, you know, maybe a few months later, they decided to repaint it with an extra 2 chevrons on the wings, and they changed this bit up here and added some extra detail to it, basically to make it look like the Biggs pyro model Red 3, because I think they'd blown that model up. I just wasn't happy with the explosion. A lot of the early pyros that were made were beautiful models. They were almost as good as the Heroes. The paint jobs amazing. Probably done by Joe Johnson, some of them. I think this one was probably painted by Joe Johnson. The original is what the word out there is. And they were blown up and the explosions were too quick and Lucas didn't like them. So they had to scramble around and build a whole bunch of new pyro models. And a lot of those were quite quickly thrown together. Some of them look like they got red magic marker for the stripes and things. They look quite quick. But this one survived. And this was one of the original not hero, but one of the original first batch of pyro models that were really, really good paint jobs. And, it's got lots of decals on it and everything. It's really, really nicely done. So I've recreated every little ding and scrape and scratch and decal is faithfully reproduced off the original model. And, all the extra brush painted bits that you put on here, and there's lots of weathering and stuff. So this is probably as close as you can get to a pyro model that's been stolen out of the archive kind of thing. And there's a lot of people out there that make X-Wings, which are great, but this one's a little bit more special because there's been a lot more time and effort on the paint job, getting it pretty much identical.
Thanks, Andy. That's so great to hear all the backstory of everything. It's absolutely incredible. But we've got some really good questions in the chat in relation to this. So I'm going to run through some practicalities of this exclusive. So a couple of people asking about how much it is. We've had one person, Michael, this was very funny. Michael says, they're after our walls just when we thought we ran out of space. But we've had one person
that's the idea. Fill your walls.
Yeah, that's the idea. Someone asked where they can get it from. So Fred here. So for those that don't know and are tuning in for YouTube for the first time, we have a sister group on Facebook called the Hyperdrive, also the same name as the channel. Funny that. And if you will need to go and join there. So you need to request to join, answer the questions, agree to the group rules. And every single month we work with some incredible artists, like Andy, who's on today with this piece. And we provide an exclusive every single month for people to potentially be able to buy. So the way that functions is we will do a post on Monday. So the post will be created at Monday at 9 p.m. Germany time. That's Christian, the group's founders' native time. So 9 p.m. Germany time. That is 8 p.m. in the UK, 3 p.m. in Miami, so Eastern time, USA, 2 p.m. Central time, USA, noon Pacific time, USA. In Singapore, unfortunately, those in Asia Pacific, like myself, it's not wonderful this time of year. It's 3 a.m. in Singapore, Tokyo's 4 a.m. and then Sydney, Australia is 5 a.m. when that's going to be going live. And we will have a comment thread. And if you would like one of these, there'll be some magic words that we will tell you to pop in the post. You need to copy and paste those into the comment thread. This is limited to 25 units. So it's incredibly limited. We have a group of 5,000 people. So please, if you are interested in this, please, bookmark that time, make sure you're there early, make sure you keep refreshing the Facebook page to grab one. This is a very special thing that Andy has built for the group. This will not last long at all. Andy, you've already made 10. So there'll be 15 more that Andy's going to be making over the next 3 months to take the total to 25, but 10 are completely ready to ship, including the plaques. So for those that want to pay in full, you're welcome to grab one straight away. Or for those that would prefer to split that payment up over 3 months, we can do that for you as well. So the price of this total, including the signature, is 850 Great British pounds. So for the conversions here, that's around about 990 euros, around 1,070 US dollars, around 1,600 Australian dollars. And then the way that we're going to be working the 3 payments is the first payment is going to be £350. The second payment will be £250. And the third payment will be £250. So just to recap, £850, 25 made in the world, John Dykstra's signature, The fuselage is a lineage piece. Andy's incredible paintwork, and if you don't know Andy's work, please go and check out his stuff. This man is a phenomenal artist and has done some incredible ships. You'll see those in the Hyperdrive group. Andy, have I missed anything?
That's about it, really. It's a very, very faithful copy of the original model. I've tried to get them as close as possible. I'm also pretty good at replicating paint jobs multiple times, so I've got a large workshop and I can lay them all out and paint every one identical. So there's very little variation between each one. So the one that George has got there and the one that I've got here look pretty much identical. So that's what also important to state, that you will be getting something that looks like this, because each one's painted with love, care, and attention.
It looks incredible. I mean, the details that I'm looking at here in person, I know it was difficult for me to show you because it is a heavy piece. How heavy is this thing?
It's 5.5 kilograms, and it's 85 centimeters tall, and it's about 60 centimeters wide.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to need
especially
pretty heavy
one size piece of
wall mount. Yeah, you're definitely going to need a heavy duty wall
the
mount.
Other thing is, it comes with wall mounted brackets on the back that are heavy duty. So when you do hang this on your wall, you do need to use raw plugs and make a special wall mounting. Don't just hang it off a nail, because I'm not responsible if it falls off. So you do need to put raw plugs into your wall. And if anybody needs the details, I can send them something on how to do that. It's quite simple, but it needs to be a secure fitting because it is quite heavy.
Yeah, thank you. That's great, Andy. But yeah, look, for everyone in the chat that doesn't know, these things, a complete studio scale X-Wing of this size, you're talking about thousands of pounds, painted to the standard that Andy's doing. So to have this piece of art on your wall, an original, lineage piece is, and with Dijkstra's signature as well, I'm sure we don't have to tell the majority of this chat just how special this is. So there is only 25. We're aware that's not a lot. We're aware there's a group of close to 5,000 people. So please, if you are one of those that are really excited like we are on this, please make sure you are there 9 p.m. Germany time on Monday.
It is exclusive to the Hyperdrive. I will not be making any more red leaders like this. This is it. This wall-mounted art red leader, there's 25 units, then it's retired. That's it. I'm not making any more. So this is the only chance to get it.
That's awesome, Andy. Thank you so much. I mean, it's just kind of like a mic drop this episode, isn't it, really? It's just kind of like... Yeah, it's absolutely badass.
And Andy's background is great too. And we were talking with him behind, and I mean, just so you can talk to them also. I mean, and for those of you guys who don't know him, Andy does this full time. So this is what he does. So if anybody's going to know
this is my job.
Yeah.
I started off many years ago. This is actually my 50th year of model making. I was 5 years old when I started making airfix kits back in 1973, and I've been making models for 50 years. So I was kind of 10 years old when I got an airbrush, and I come from a slightly different background to a lot of the modelers, in that I started off doing model railroads in the 1970s, and the weathering techniques on model railroads are very, very similar to ILM. So this is all done with airbrushes and paintbrushes. There's no pre-shading, there's no panel washes, there's no pin washes on locomotives. So I spent years doing that, doing exhibitions and painting hundreds of locomotives. And then when I transitioned onto ILM stuff, it's exactly the same paint techniques. It's very, very similar. Whereas if you're painting Tamiya tanks and all that kind of thing, it's a different kind of look doing the armor stuff, which I was never into that. So in a way, I was fortunate that painting dirty locomotives is pretty much the same as painting dirty spaceships. So that's kind of where it all comes from.
How many X-Wings would you say you've done in your career?
I've made 50 studio scale X-Wings, probably just over. But the other really popular one I do a lot of is the Revell 129th X-Wing kit. And I've done about 160 of those over the years. They're very, very popular. because it's, you know, almost studio scale and a lot more affordable. And then I've probably done over 230 Millennium Falcons. It's a very popular model. I'm always doing
baffled by that.
Yeah, I've probably made over 600 Star Wars models in my career. I'm quite a prolific builder. It's just the way it is.
That's
amazing.
incredible.
They're all fun to do. I just like copying the paintwork. If you've got the reference, you can basically make it look pretty much identical. If you've got, you know, a decent amount of reference pictures, and for stuff like, you know, for doing the studio scale X-wings, I'll make a paint master, and then I'll have my tablet in front of me with all the pictures on, and I'll flip it between the two. Just where does this little splodge go here? Where does this bit go? And so you're just basically cloning the original, and it is art forgery. I know people use that term, and it is. You're basically cloning the Mona Lisa, trying to copy exactly how it was done back in 1976. So that's what I do, and it's just me. I just crack on with it and do it, and spend hours and hours and hours with an airbrush.
That's awesome, man. To turn, you know, like a hobby into actual, you know, your actual job, and then have fun doing it. That's the key.
Yeah, well, I spent 25 years in the music industry making hit records. I was producing the tracks for Madonna, Michael Jackson, Cher, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. I was traveling all over the world, going to LA and Japan and places like that, in New York, working with big artists. And that's how I got to meet a lot of the people where I got the original fuselage from. I was from a trip to LA in 1998, and somebody said, "Oh, I've got this. Are you interested?" I'm like, "Oh yes, I'm interested." And it sat in a box. It sat in a box many years, and then recently, about 3 years ago, I decided to make all the parts needed, and, you know, scratch build all the little wing boxes and everything to finish it off and make the whole X-wing.
That's amazing, Andy. So cool.
That is pretty cool. Frankie's asked a question. I don't know how well you can answer that one. Which kit has Andy found to be the best detailed one for building? I think you do a lot of your stuff from scratch builds, right?
The best kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the Revell X-wing. Yes, it's not completely accurate, but it's very popular. I make lots of those. Obviously, the ultimate Star Wars kit is probably the Bandai Perfect Grade Falcon, which is just a nightmare to build because there's so many really tiny bits on it. But yeah, there's a lot of really good kits out there now that there wasn't when I started. It was all the MPC. You know, I think I got my first MPC X-wing probably about 1978.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all there was. There was an X-wing and a Vader TIE fighter back in 1978. But now you can get pretty much everything, and Bandai do a load. So, and you know, if you're into kit building, get out there and start building them. It is a bit of a dying art, I must admit. There's a whole generation brought up on PlayStations and mobile phones who don't make model kits. I was a kid in the 70s, and I was making model kits because there wasn't computers and things like that. So I come from a teenage background making model trains and X-wing fighters hanging from my ceiling and with cotton and stuff like that, as kids do. And so it was a good training ground to learn how to do it all, and weather and things like that.
That's awesome. We had a question from Justin as part of the group who's asked, do you have a page that you sell other models on? So do you want to tell people how they can find you, Andy, outside of this exclusive? I know you're very active on the Hyperdrive Facebook group, a big part of our community.
I have a Facebook page. Yeah, that's all I have is a Facebook page. I'm just so busy, I don't really have a website or anything. So you can find me on Andy Lee Models. If you search on Facebook, I'm there. I'm always on the Hyperdrive each week. So you can find me there. But yeah, Andy Lee Models on Facebook.
If somebody was to take and order a studio scale X-wing from you, like what would be the turnaround for something like that? How long does it take you to actually build one, paint one, the whole job for one?
A proper full studio scale X-wing probably takes about 60 days or so in all, something like that.
That's pretty good.
It's all hand cast, so every single part on here, and there's 50 parts to make this wall art. There's 50 parts that are all individually hand cast, every little piece. It all has to be filed down and primered, and then it has the base coat. Oh yeah, the other thing, Guy Cowan's paint. It's all done with Archive X. He makes the best paint.
With Archive X?
I met Guy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I first met Guy in 2014. We have a mutual friend, and I met him in a club, and we were talking about Boba Fett spaceships and all this kind of stuff. And then a few years later, he developed the paint brand, and Guy's paints are amazing. So this is all done with Archive X. This one I have to mix because you can't get that color, but everything else is all Archive X. I get through tons of his paint. it's the best.
That's wicked.
So yeah, it's got the correct colors, in case people want to know as well.
Right. Yeah, that's what I use to paint my Falcon. He has some good, good stuff. I like his products.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah. Well, if I think we're good. I think it's amazing, Andy. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thanks for sharing it. Everyone,
pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's been good speaking to everyone.
It's been really lovely having you on. So everyone, keep an eye out tomorrow on Sunday. Christian's going to do a post just confirming all the times and everything for Monday, but 9 p.m. Germany time. And I'll make sure that all the conversions for the different time zones are put on that post tomorrow. So thanks everyone for joining us. Apologies again for those that were in Facebook. We'll make sure we put up the link at the end of the show for you folks there to be able to watch it. And we're not too sure why Facebook bugged out on us today, but just one of those things.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Andy, thanks again, man, for coming on, and thanks for making this. This thing is, like I said, super
Thanks
awesome.
for having me.
Oh yeah, man, it's good. So
like it. They're fun to make.
I'm glad you're having fun with it because it shows. It's really cool. I'm feel really like I learned something just looking at this thing right now. So thanks again, man. Everybody in the chat, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Until next time, may the force be with you.
Take care, guys.